let's take that.
Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. How's it going, everybody? Thanks so much for being here. How's it going, Forte Fulvurus? How's it going, Agent Narc? What's up, Fan Kiyoshi? What's up, the Zach Man? What's up? Agger 1983. Thank you for the subscription, Agger. Welcome, New Navy CB. New Navy CB, I saw your Stopgap stand-up logo. That was a very cool logo. Thank you so much for sending it to me. We are, however, making our own logo for this show. I love the logo that you made. It's beautiful, but we have our own logo on the way. But I thought that was awesome. Thank you for sending it to me, New Navy CB. Thank you for being a fan of the show and hanging out for so long and for subscribing. New Navy CB, you subscribed on Prime. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you for doing that. Cujo resubscribed. Cujo, I mean, he's the mod. He's our main mod, so he better have resubscribed. Wouldn't it suck if the mod of the channel didn't subscribe to the channel? Someone should at least gift him a sub. But you don't have to because he got it himself. What's up, Texas War Gamer? What's up, Confused Laughter? What's up? I said everybody's name. Other folks say hi so I can say your names. What's up? It's Swirls12. Anybody else want to chat with us? Say hello. Say hello. Here we are on Twitch. God, my face is itchy today. Is this allergies? Is this allergies? The question. Here's what we do on this show. Forte Fulvius, thank you for Fulvurus. Thank you for saying hi again. Can you gift him a tier 2 upgrade? You might be able to gift him a tier 2 upgrade. You might. Yes, it is allergies. You guys are going to see me doing this a lot. I'm just like itchy up here. Ugh. Amy Casey, hello. Nate Gatto, thank you so much for liking my shirt. I, too, love my shirt today. It is the flowers on my shirt. You're right. Yeah, they're getting up in my nose. I even, trimmed my beard extra today. See if I could look. Because I was like, something is tickling me. Is it my own beard? I don't think it was. What's up, Ezra, excuse me. Shin Cal L, thank you for coming here. What's up, the Zach Man? I already said you. Crocal87, welcome, Crocal87. You're a newcomer. Thank you for being a newcomer to this very stream. Oh my God, and we got a sub from Bake 31011. Thank you, Bake. Oh wait, Cujo gifted a sub to Bake and to Mike Revive. Thank you so much, Cujo, for the gifts. Unbelievable. A kind gentleman. Our main man mod, Cujo. Thank you so much. He's got the hearts. What's up, Cloud Wolf? Hello from Ireland. Hello to Ireland. Hello to me, from you, from to you, from me to you to Ireland. Welcome. Oh my God. Agent Narc gifted 5 subs. Thank you so much. Incredible, Agent Narc. We got a hype train going. We didn't even mean to get a hype train going. Holy shit. Unbelievable. Well, I can't thank you folks. If we're already on level 3 of the hype train, what the fuck is this? What is going on? Normally we do the hype train after the show, but lately you folks have been so generous up top that we have gotten the hype train going at the beginning of the show. Here's what the show is. This show is called Stopgap Stand-Up. I am a stand-up comedian. I miss doing stand-up comedy. I have not been able to do it anywhere because it's not safe to. It's going to be safe so soon. We're really getting there. Almost. In New York, the comedy clubs are open. They're not open here in LA yet. So I have not been able to do them. I've not been able to do stand-up. I've not been able to see my favorite people in the world, stand-up comics. So I started this live show on Twitch so we could keep stand-up comedy alive during fucking COVID. So here's how it works. I have brought together 3 of the best stand-up comedians from around the world of comedy, and I'm beaming them directly into wherever the fuck you are right now. And so the way that we do it is I am broadcasting to you from a Zoom room. In just a moment, I am going to put a link to this very Zoom room in yonder chat. It's on this side or this side? It's on this side. And you may join the Zoom room. And I, in fact, encourage you to do so because we need your laughs in order to make this a live comedy show. If no one laughs, then no one laughs. Then no one laughs. If no one laughs, then no one laughs. That's the first rule of comedy. If no one laughs, then no one laughs. Okay? We need your laughs or else stand-up comedy doesn't exist. We're like fucking Tinkerbell. Without your laughs, we die. You understand? So I need you folks to come join us. And by the way, Comedy Hub, holy shit, Comedy Hub just gifted 5 more subs. Thank you so much, Comedy Hub. And we are on to level 4 now. Holy shit, can we get to level 5? Unbelievable. I don't even believe this. Comedy Hub also hosts live stand-up comedy, I believe. So go give Comedy Hub a follow, everybody. Really appreciate you folks. I have 1,000 gallons of hairspray. Indeed, I do. And I just got a haircut the other day from my barber, Pony. So please join the Zoom room once I share the link. Now, there's a couple rules to the Zoom room. And if you've watched the show, you know what they are, but I'll go through them very quickly. Number 1, no video. We don't want to see you. We just want to hear you. Number 2, do not make any sounds other than laughter. Do not cry. Do not shout. Do not sing. Do not say, I thought that joke was pretty funny. Right? That's not helpful. It's nice. It would be nice to know, but we'd rather hear that sentiment via your laughs. Just laugh. That's the only thing we want. The only exception is if the comedian asks you a direct question. Sometimes they do. Some comedians are fucking maniacs, and they will go directly to the audience and ask you questions. If they do, you may answer. Otherwise, zoop, only laughs. We just want the laughter sound. And rule number 3 is if you're in a noisy environment, if there's something going on in the background, just hit mute. Just mute yourself for a second, okay? If a wrecking ball comes into smashes into the side of your building, Miley Cyrus is on the top, wailing her head off, mute for a second until she swings back on out of there. You understand? Hyperplex Gaming, what's my favorite color? I think it's this green back here. I think I like this green. And I'm glad you like my hair. I appreciate it. Now, the reason I thank you so much for donating, by the way, is because your donations fuel the show because I pay, God damn it. This isn't some free fucking fly-by-night enterprise. We pay the comics. We pay our wonderful booker, Catherine, who books them. So if you are able to cheer or subscribe or tip, there's a tip link. If you scroll down, there's a tip link, and Kat will share it in the comments, share it in the chat. If you do any of those things, it allows me to continue paying the comics, and I really appreciate it. Like the Teal Appeal just did. The Teal Appeal just cheered 100, and only some of that money went to Jeff Bezos. The rest is going to me, and that's going to our comedians. So thank you so much. Here we are going to share the Zoom link, and you are welcome to come join the show. Here's the Zoom link. It's going in the chat. Wait, did I fuck up? I'll try again. There we go. Boom. There it is. Welcome. Join, everybody. Join. Please join us. While we got 2 minutes left on the hype train, by the way. If you're able to get to level 5, how fucking cool would that be? If we got to level 5 of the hype train, could you believe it? If we got enough cheers or subs or bits or whatnot to go level 5 of the hype train, that would be incredible. That would be incredible if that happened. Okay, we got some folks filing in here. Now, mute yourselves when you come in. Thank you so much. As you enter into the Zoom room, mute yourselves as you come in, and I will tell you when to unmute. I'm thanking you. Ooh, the Teal Appeal subscribed as well. And Amy Casey is gifting a sub. Incredible. And we made it to tier 5. I love it. We made it to tier 5. Congratulations to Smashly2. Who got that second sub. Congrats. Sharing the Zoom link one more time. Come join if you want. Oh my God, we've got like a dozen people here to do live laughs with us. Incredible. That's what we need. Thank all of you for joining. Now, do bear in mind, you'll need to mute your Twitch stream, of course. Head on in. And Forte Fulvurus chipped in. Thank you so much, Forte Fulvurus. Thank you so much. All right. We are almost ready. To start the show. Here we go. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to leave the stage that is my fucking apartment. And when I do, I want all of you who are in our Zoom room to unmute. When I leave, I want all you to unmute. Then I will introduce myself, and I want all of you to give me a rapturous round of applause for me to come in on, and that is when the show shall begin. Okay? Here we go. I'm going to leave. Everybody unmute. I want to see all those little microphones unmuted. I see them unmuted. I see a couple of you still muted. Here we go. There we go. Wait, someone's turned their video on. Forte Fulv, we're going to have to stop your video. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Adam Conover! Incredible. Thank you so much, everybody. It never ceases to astonish me that when I ask you to do that, you actually do it. I'm asking a bunch of people who are sitting alone in their own homes to yell at their laptops, and you do it every time. Give yourselves a huge round of applause, everybody, for coming to a live comedy show tonight. Unbelievable. Thank you so much for being here. By the way, the hype train is still going. We got another 2.5 minutes. If folks can chip in, that'd be wonderful. But let's get the show on the road. I have prepared almost no material. All I wrote down on my set list, can you see this? Is this hard? All I wrote down are the words, I hate Zoom. Can you read this? That's literally my only fucking thought today. I've been on Zoom all day long. I hate it so much. Imagine that you were the company Zoom. Like, up until March of last year, no one had ever heard of your company. It had never come up. People were like, Zoom? Oh, is that like Skype, the other company I never use? Like, Zoom? What is that? Then, pandemic hits instantly. The most popular app in the world, but everybody fucking hates you. We went from absolutely no knowledge to every adult in the United States would like to brain the CEO with a brick. for creating this horrible piece of software. What we are all forced to use, trapped to use. It's like a fucking death pact that we're all using Zoom. We could just be on the phone. We could call each other on the phone, but for some reason we've all agreed, no, we have to we've got to sit in front of our goddamn laptops and stare at each other like we're all, like, picture what you think right now hell would be like. Don't you think it would be just staring at a grid of other faces? Like that's literally what we'll all just be chained in little boxes staring at each other and at our own face, staring at our own fucking face over. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's like, it's such a bizarre reduction of humanity. Like, I cannot wait to have, I never thought I would say this, but I cannot wait to have a work meeting in real life again. Does that make sense? It'll be like the first time I played Mario 64. It'll be like, wow, all of this is in 3D. I can walk around the conference room. Oh, a water cooler. Oh my God, I'll splash it in my face. Incredible. We can touch each other. Touch, touch, touch. Shake hands. Oh my God. Can you believe it? And look at this. When other people are talking, I can look away. I can look out a window. Why doesn't Zoom have that feature? There should be a window. There should be a window. One of the boxes should be a window you can look out of with just like some cars driving by. Just so you have something else to fucking look at. We need other things to look at other than each other's faces. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And I know I've talked about this on the show before. But the fact that you look at your own picture makes you absolutely nuts, doesn't it? Zoom has a feature. It's called Hide Self View. If you click on the little 3 dots, you can hide your self view. And a lot of people don't know this. You must do this. You must hide your own self view in meetings because it will drive you fucking nuts if you don't do this. Because we are not supposed, when we're talking to other people, we're not supposed to be looking at ourselves. It's unnatural. What if every time you're doing like your quarterly evaluation with your boss, as you're talking to your boss, right over their shoulder there was just a little mirror, what, where you could see your own reflection, just like, oh the sexual harassment I've had in the office. Yeah, no, I know it's a little. It shouldn't be this way. Life should not be this way. All right, that's all. I have nothing more to say. I want to get the show on the road. Are you guys ready for an incredible comedy show this evening? Are you ready for an incredible comedy show this evening? Did somebody squeeze a baby? What was that sound? I heard like a. It sounded like someone held their baby over the mic and started squeezing. That's great. Start them early. Start them early on comedy. You want to have them hear the swears and the dick jokes right off the top of their lives, okay? Desensitize them to it. Your first comic is absolutely incredible. Such a big fan of this guy. Please welcome Ramon Rivas, everybody. Oh, where is he? Here it goes. You gotta start video.
I can't start my video because the host has stopped it.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I'm being censored.
Now
okay.
try.
Now it's okay. There we go.
Ramon Rivas, everybody.
Thank you so much for having me. As he said, my name is Ramon Rivas. I'm from a city called Lorain, Ohio. It's about 30 minutes west of Cleveland. According to the census, the average adult income for where I grew up in Lorain is $27,000, which is not a lot of money. And as a professional comedian that's been on Comedy Central, HBO, and Netflix, I've done my best to lower that average tremendously. It's caused a a real disconnect between like my social position to myself and my social position to other people. Because I always feel defined by being like big, broken, brown. And two of those things I can't really help. I mean, I guess I could eat less sandwiches, but that's not going to make me any lighter. Um, and so, like, like I've always kind of just like hustled and done a lot of work, but I've never really maintained any equity in what I do. So, like, I've been doing comedy for 12 years and about a year, and I started treating it like a full time, non paying job. And the universe is like, all right, well, this is the deal you made, though. Uh, like, I had a lady email me one time, and she was like, I saw your Comedy Central special. I'm a really big fan. I want to hire you to perform at my company's charity luncheon. There's no money, but I'm working on getting you lunch. And I'm like, I don't think this lady knows what hiring means because I didn't. I finally sent her an email back. I was like, thanks for reaching out. I'm glad you enjoy me and that you're a fan, but I'm just going to stay home and definitely eat lunch. And I grew up poor, so I don't really worry about money. I'm not going to worry about something I don't have. That's a waste of energy. And I don't want to give a wrong impression, talk about being poor. My family was not destitute. We were just at like the top of the lower class, which is like just like a stressful place to be because like middle class and the stability that comes with it is like tantalizingly close. And every once in a while we make it up there and life would change. We go to the movies more often, eating pizza every day. I'll just throw pizza on the ground like shit, we'll have more tomorrow. I don't give a fuck about this. And then we do something silly like try to stay warm all winter instead of alternating blanket days, or like need braces and then like just knock us back down. So I feel like that's given me like a poverty mindset. So I've adapted though. I was talking about student loan people recently because I accidentally answered the phone. It was like a LA number. I was like, that could be show business. Fuck. They were like, we haven't received a payment from you in quite some time. I was like, yeah, I know how money works. I'm fully aware of what's happening. And they're like, well, we just called to see if you could make a payment today of any amount. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather eat or get high. Like, there's a lot of things I'm going to prioritize over paying back this bullshit ass bill I signed up for when I was a child. And they stay on script. They don't let shit like that deter them. We know people go through trials and tribulations. We can actually put you on a forbearance. Just got to ask you a couple questions first. I was like, hold on, man. Hold on. What's a forbearance? He's like, it just means you don't have to pay us. I was like, yeah, I'm already doing that, though. Well, we're talking right now. And he was like, well, this will just make it official. I was like, all right. He's like, the first question is, are you actively seeking full-time employment? I was like, that depends on how you feel about following your dreams. But I would say, yeah. I almost get lunch quite a bit. They're like, second question is, do you plan on paying this back? I was like, oh shit, I got options. I would like to return my college education. I'll take a refund, store credits. I like hoodies, like whatever's covered. And they that fucked him up. He was like, I'm sorry, what? I was like, well, the debt I have is from trying to go to school. I didn't finish my degree. I don't use my education at all. And my debt's suffocating me. If I didn't have to pay you back, that'd be super dope. He was like, hold on. And he put me on hold. And I was like, yo, is this about to work? I found a little loophole. All you got to do is ask. That's crazy. He came back a few minutes later, like, I'm just talking to my supervisor. Be right back to answer for just a couple minutes. Put me back on hold. I was like, man, I'm about to go buy some shoes. I I was thinking all the money I was gonna have. Then I was like, wait, you're not gonna have any more or less money than you do right now because you don't pay this bill. It was nice to imagine the hypothetical weight off my shoulders. Um, he came back and was like, "Hey, Mr. Rivas, we can't do that." I was like, "Yeah, that makes a lot of sense." Um, he told me I could go to the school I went to and petition them to forgive my loan, but they couldn't. They're legally obligated and federally guaranteed to get this money from me. And I was like, "Good luck, catch me for a bear down these streets, bitch." And I hung up. But in the beginning of the pandemic, I was supposed to do an album with a record label, and that fell through because of COVID. So I wound up like self distributing a couple albums under my own label, and that I got a couple tracks on Sirius. So like I started getting like residual money to the point where like I had enough to where I was like, you know what, I'm about to flex on this debt, and like I paid off all my student loans with money from comedy, and I was like, rah, I felt like super dope. And then I got an email that they were like, "Hey, your credit score dropped 63 points because you closed an account." And I was like, "What? That seems like a lot. That seems like the amount of credit you should lose if you lose a child." And I'm like so confused because I'm like, wait a minute. When I didn't pay my debt, my credit went down. When I paid my debt, my credit went down. Was I supposed to just like gently edge my credit, and like then it would go up a couple points, but then if it comes, then like it goes down again. Like I just didn't understand what transpired, but I'm trying to think in different terms. And up my equity. I have been slowly getting back out on the road. I was in Minnesota a few weeks ago, and the I was just wearing my mask in the Mall of America, and I learned that Minnesota is clocking in at 95% flat butts. It was astounding. I was like, is this indicative of America? Because this is like almost all flat butts. Like I thought I saw a big booty, but it was somehow just a long back. Um, and so that was whatever. And then I did a small place in San Antonio, and I was trying to think of like a local sports reference joke. So I came up with one, and it's real stupid, but I think it's funny. I said that I'm real good at shutting down hecklers at an all-black comedy club. They call me Bruce Bowen, which I feel like is pretty good because Bruce Bowen's good at defense, and Bruce is real good at comedy. But no one here likes black comedy or basketball. Uh, but that's brought me joy. So I've spent. I think am I almost done, or do I still have time? I didn't see you wave anything.
You got time for another chunk?
Okay, cool. I've been like slowly trying to up my like emotional equity because like I put a show together like that was the thesis was like how my financial poverty directly impacts my emotional poverty, and like so I've been like working on improving that. And so, like, I've been like getting more serious with my partner. Actually, I call her my long-term sex companion. It definitely started off on some like texting, like, "Yo, what you doing? Come suck my dick in my car," and like that was like the context of the relationship for a while, just like hookup buddies, and then like it's grown to be very like caring and comforting over the years. And like we'd be watching Great British Bake Off, so like I bought her like a fancy mixer and a rolling pin for Christmas, and then like she'd be making me banana pudding, which is pretty dope because banana pudding is delicious. And a few years ago, I was in New York for like a month, and she Venmoed me $20 out of nowhere and was like, "Hey, I heard this bakery has good banana pudding. Go try it." And let me know if it's good enough to get shipped to me overnight. And I was like, all right, that's cool. So I went to this bakery and I ate this pudding and I texted her. I was like, this banana pudding is trash. Even though it was the best banana pudding I'd ever had in my life. It was so good. Like the wafers were soft and crispy at the same time. It was crazy. But I told her that it was bad for two reasons. The first reason that I wanted her to feel good about her pudding, like, look at me, I got better banana pudding than that place in New York. And then I didn't want her to pay a bunch of money to get it shipped overnight. So before I went home later in the month, I went to this bakery. I got a bunch of banana pudding. I froze it, and I flew through 3 plane transfers with like banana pudding for my baby. And I feel like I feel like that's love. You know what I'm saying? Like I will we'll be laying in bed and like eating snacks, and I'll just hand her a water without her asking, just like anticipating her need. You know, consideration. But also, I didn't know her last name until she Venmoed me that money.
Oh.
I mean, I knew it, I just didn't remember it. But I remember it now. All right, that's my time, y'all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, give it up for Ramon Rivas, everybody. Ramon, can I see your shirt? What is this shirt?
It just says jazzercise.
Hell yeah. Do you jazzercise?
No, it's just like a shirt I found. Like someone who was fat, like back in the day, tried it and then and then it became my shirt.
You know what I bet happened? They jazzercised so much they lost weight. Shirt didn't fit them. They had to donate it.
That's a very positive way of looking at it. I think of it more as they didn't want the reminder of that time they tried something.
Tell me about the books you got behind you. Which is your favorite? Have you read these books?
So the only one I've read is this the Playboy interviews the comedians down here. And then I bought all these other ones like my buddy gave me this Albert Einstein book, and I've read like part of it. But it's one of those like I constantly like will pick up a new book and start it and then like forget it, and then like so there's very few books that like I've actually like gotten through and finished, and I always enjoy them when I do. But some are just a chore that like I'll pick up every once in a while and like get through like a couple dozen pages and be like, all right, we'll sit you back down for.
You got the gist from the first couple dozen pages. You know who Einstein is. What's a question about Einstein that anyone could ask you that you couldn't answer? You know all you need to know about Einstein.
Yeah, for sure. And then these other ones just have kind of cool covers, like that Jonathan Winters cover is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. My name's Bertrand Russell. I opened for John Leguizamo, so he signed and gave me that book.
Hell yeah.
Which is crazy. Like as a Hispanic kid for a long time, John Leguizamo was like it as far as representation goes.
Yeah.
And so like I got to like eat lunch with John Leguizamo. And,
that's
like,
awesome. His new show. What was it like to eat lunch with him?
It was pretty cool, man. He was pretty like humble and like gracious with his time and experience. And like he was working on that Latino History for Dummies special that wound up on Netflix.
That
and so
great.
It was like really it was cool. And then like it was interesting because like he's a lot of comedians' inspiration because of his specials on HBO, but he had never done comedy until like around when I met him was his first run of comedy clubs, because he was a theater person and those were all one-man shows. But they felt like comedy to so many people. So
that was really a stand-up? I always thought he was a stand-up.
No, he was an actor who did that shit to like showcase himself and his talents, and then it was funny. And so a lot of people kind of put him in that space, but like it was, I want to say it was like 2016-ish when he was working Chop That Around was like his first run of actually working inside of comedy clubs.
That's crazy. Well, dude, thank you so much for being here. Keep it going for Ramon Rivas, everybody. Woo! Yeah. Oh, Ramon, before you go, I'm sorry. Plug your album. Where can people get your albums? They're going to want to buy it because your set was killer.
Yeah, if you, the albums I put out over quarantine is Revisited is my first one. It's all like stuff that's old from like my Comedy Central special and other things. The second one is an album, Stick to Comedy. That's like everyone during all this upheaval was telling comedians to just stick to comedy. I don't come through to politics. And so it's all a album of like political material that I'd written the past few years. And then I have another project dropping on 420 called Now That's What I Call Pre-Baked Volume 1. And it's a greatest hits compilation of like moments from my interview podcast where it's like cannabis and culture. And I've managed to figure out like how to like distribute it in a way where as you listen to it, it will split the revenue between me and my guests. So like monetized my podcast to some degree, and then I submitted it to satellite radio the same way I did my other albums. So if anything gets added, everyone will have some equity in it.
Hell yeah, man. Jazzercise. That's jazzercise. Keep it going for Ramon, everybody. Check out the albums. Awesome. Guys, your next comic, I'm going to keep the show right moving. Are you ready for your next comic?
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you for continuing to make sounds in your own homes. Can't thank you enough. Keep scaring your pets. Keep annoying your neighbors. Your next comic is incredibly funny. Please get up for Erin Foley, everybody.
Oh! Thank you, Adam. I like that now we're just basically telling people just to make sounds. Our bar is so low for comedy on Zoom. Just make sounds that just give me some alerts that you're alive. Oh, what a pleasure to be on Zoom seeing some people's weird things that they put on for their I'm looking at sort of looks like a cat with a I don't even, and then just a bunch of names. Again, I love Zoom comedy because the bar is low and it's pressure free and it feels fantastic. Full disclosure, I got my vaccine shot this morning.
Woo!
And yes, thank you for clapping. I'm doing my part. I feel insane. I feel a little weird. I feel lethargic. I feel like I'm going to slur. But that's how I also feel every day for the last year. So I don't know what my baseline is. So if I slur, just know that I'm doing it for humanity. Also, another huge round of applause for Twitch. Good for Twitch. Good for Twitch. Good for Twitch for sponsoring the show, and also for broadcasting National Women Hockey League games. Twitch literally broadcasts women's professional hockey. And now that you know that, I think you also know I'm gay. So that was a Twitch crossover hockey lesbo joke. All on Zoom, people. Oh my God, I didn't even know there was a hype train or levels. I had no fucking clue what I was talking about, but I was excited now to be performing on a hype train. It's going on my website. Performs well in a chair and on a hype train. Oh my God, am I in public? I feel like my head's going to fall off. All right, this is a vaccine inspired. The entire set's sort of about the vaccine. So today in LA was so I'm in LA, and today was like the first day where I was eligible to get the vaccine. It was like 18 and older. I'm 22, and I'm in my 40s, and so I was like, so a couple days ago you could sign up online, and get your appointment. So I signed up online, and I was excited, and I was telling all my friends, I was like, oh, you guys, like, we can all start getting vaccinated on Thursday. Apparently everybody but myself has been vaccinated in Los Angeles, like illegally or whatever. Like I was like, oh, how are you vaccinated? And they're like, oh, well, there's a Home Depot in Bakersfield, and if you go at 4 a.m. with a lawn chair and just take like 3 books, and it's all fine. It's like, it's the extra doses. If you show up at 4 a.m., by Friday, you'll get your first dose. You have to sleep over for 72 days. I was like, no, I'm not taking a lawn chair and a book and just like, maybe I'll get some old lady's vaccine that she probably needs. They're like, no, it's all extra. It's all extra. Yeah, there's a place in Santa Clarita. At midnight, they just put a bucket of the vaccines out, and you just have to hold your hair back and shove your face in the bucket. No! I'm gonna wait until it's like I can fill out a form and get a card. I don't even know. I mean, I was actually I can't even speak. I was an anti. I didn't want to take the Pfizer vaccine because I temped there for a week in my 20s and they were awful. And my partner Sarah was like, is that seriously? Are you going to not take the Pfizer vaccine? I was like, they had no senses of humor. And they're like, I wasn't even doing, I was like, I was so angry that I had a temp job 20 years ago at Pfizer. I remember it so clearly though, because I just started doing stand up and I was like, I'm going to try out my office jokes. And everyone was just like, go fuck yourself. I was like, Pfizer, do I just answer the phones and check and send faxes? Nothing. I hated those people. I was throwing down every PF joke you could possibly get your hands on. I was like, I'll get the food. Nothing. I hated those people. Anyway, so this is my off-the-cuff vaccine humor. You're welcome. All right, I'm going to tell you the story. It's probably about 7 minutes. This happened about 2 weeks ago. I think it's funny. I don't know. There's nowhere to practice. Okay. And we're back. So I went to Texas. It was sort of like a family emergency. Everything's fine. My sister had shoulder surgery, even though she's a professor of English and doesn't exercise. It's fine. So she is a professor. She's wonderful. So she teaches at Baylor University in Waco, Texas. And if you have a chance to go to Waco, pass. She lives in Waco, and we had to move my mom in. So she's doing the Lord's work. She's taking care of my mom. So she had shoulder surgery. This is the longest premise in the world because I don't know where I am right now. Here's the point. I was in Waco, and then I had to leave. I was there for about almost 2 weeks, but as a gay vegetarian, you only have about 12 days on the clock in Texas, and then they arrest you. So I was like, all right, I got to get out of here. So I was there for a couple weeks, and I fly out of Dallas, and it's an hour 50 minutes to get from Waco to Dallas, and there's only one car service. And so I was trapped with a local for an hour and 50 minutes. And I want to tell you about the conversation we had for an hour and 50 minutes. First of all, I get in the back seat, and she was not wearing a mask. Okay. Doesn't believe in COVID. Not concerned at all. I'm in the back seat wearing a hazmat suit with my head sticking out the window going 80 miles an hour from Waco to Dallas. She, not a care in the world. Not a care in the world. If you took one look at her, you would think high risk. She doesn't care. She, quote, can't wait for Texas to open back up because every time Texas opens back up, quote, COVID numbers drop by 22%. Okay, sure. Keep throwing out numbers that I haven't never been fact checked. Who cares at this point? So I was like, okay, whatever, right? So I'm just trying to make small talk, and she's like, well, I don't need to get the vaccine. I've never been sick, and my son is not getting it. He's never been sick because all he eats is chicken. I was like, okay, cool. We got an hour 40 left. So I was like, well, I haven't heard about the healing powers of chicken, but I'm sure I'll hear about them. So she's like, I'm not taking the vaccine because I don't want to put that shit into my body. Okay, all right, it's your choice. I'm not going to convince you to take anything. However, I do believe you can't say that and then follow it up with about an hour and 40 minutes of descriptions of all the shit you put into your body. Give me the highlights. She was talking about taking someone to the airport at 5:30 in the morning. And I said, oh, wow, like, what's your routine? Do you get up early and start chugging coffee? Nope, I don't take coffee. I don't need it. I get up, I take a shower, hit the 7-Eleven, grab a Slurpee. I'm on my way. I was like, okay, Slurpee. All right, Slurpee. That's usually reserved for children going to a fair, but that's fine. And she was like, we started talking about, I don't know, tater tots for some reason. I was stretching. We had nothing in common. I was like, I love tater tots. And she's like, I've got a great tater tot recipe. I was like, bring it on. She's like, okay. You get a casserole dish. You get a can of cream of mushroom soup. You put the mushroom soup down. You get a bag of cheese. You put the shredded cheese all onto the top of the soup. I was like, okay. And then you get your tater tots. You put the tater tots on top of the cheese. She's like, do you like green onion? Sure. Put the green onion down. Then she's like, then you get your bacon. And I said, oh, you know what? I'm a vegetarian. She's like, okay, grab another meat. Grab another meat. Put the meat down and then take more cheese, put it on top of the meat. Boom, tater tot casserole. I was like, wow, that sounds fantastic. If I was in prison and that was my last meal, I'd go for it. And then she's like, do you like hash browns? I was like, I love hash browns. She's like, I've got a great recipe. I was like, keep it coming. She's like, get a casserole dish. Get a can of cream of mushroom soup. Put the soup down. Get the cheese. Put the cheese on top of the soup. Get the hash browns. Shred the hash browns. And she's like, green onion. She's like, bacon. Whatever. Get chicken. Whatever. Another meat. Put the meat down. Cheese. Here you go. Hash brown casserole. I was like, oh my God, this is absolutely fantastic. I would eat that if I never wanted my blood to move around my body ever again. And then I said to her, I've been eating a lot of sweet potatoes. She's like, I've got a recipe. I was like, hold on, let me get a pen and paper. And she's like, it's called yam balls. I was like, this is going to be the greatest. If I don't die of COVID, this is going to be the greatest car ride of my life. I was like, okay, what's the recipe? She's like, you take a yam. Cut it in half, and you bake it in the oven for like 20 minutes. You take it out, you scoop the yam out, you put an extra large marshmallow into the yam, then you bake it, and the marshmallow explodes all over the yam. Then you put the brown sugar and maple syrup, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I was like, just to recap, we're using the yam just as a shell, right? The yam is now just a shell, and then you're scooping out everything good and then just putting in diabetes. All right. Just to recap, but for sure, don't take the vaccine. Do not take the vaccine. Because what kind of shit is in that, we don't know. But a Slurpee, 25 yam balls, and enough cheese to fucking kill you on sight, sure, go with that. Anyway, so I was like, okay, so we're, I was like, we got to get off this food conversation. So we're fairly close to the airport. And I just was like looking out the window. I was like, a lot of construction. I mean, I was just reaching at this point. And she said, yeah, there's a lot of construction. They're widening the roads. And this is what they should be doing in Austin. They should be taking care of all the roads instead of giving all the money to defund the police and Planned Parenthood. And I thought, at what point in this car ride does this become a hostage situation? You know? I was like, you gotta read the room, lady. I'm a gay vegetarian. I'm gonna be giving all my money to fucking Planned Parenthood. I was like, okay, I've got to calm down. So we pulled into the airport. I left, went to my reality. She went back to her reality. And if you have a question of Biden's master plan of reuniting the United States, never gonna happen. Never gonna fucking happen. Everybody just do your thing and stay safe. I think that's it for me. Thanks so much.
Hey, give it up for Erin Foley, everybody. Erin Foley, have you ever you never had one of these recipes? Did you make any of these wonderful recipes?
No, but I did double down on tater tots at Costco last week. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, people are wrong about everything. You know what I mean? They're wrong about everything. So, okay, you got the vaccine. Which one did you get?
I got Pfizer.
You got Pfizer.
It's the only one offered. I was like, stick it in. I don't even fucking care.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Okay, good. What are you feeling? Are you woozy?
I'm you know what it is? I'm sure I'm totally fine, and I'm not like a paranoid person, but I think the buildup to the vaccine has been so much, and then you hear everybody's second shot story that you start getting in your head, you know? And so, like, then, honest to God, I'm not even kidding, I, like, sneezed, and I was like, is that a symptom? Is that something? Like anything that you normally feel, I'm like, I feel a little hot. I'm like, well, you know, like I was in the sun for an hour. Like, you know, like everything you do, you feel like an insane. I feel like an insane person.
It's funny because they were worried when the vaccines came out that it would be like dissuade people from getting it, that there were side effects and that people wouldn't want to get it because people always say about other vaccines, oh, like the flu shot gives you the flu. People say that. But people kind of love the side effects of the vaccines. They love telling the story. It's like kids going on a roller coaster going like, yeah, I threw up so much. Like people are like, oh, I was sick for 2 days and now I feel better. It's great. Like people love it.
No, they do love it because people just like, first of all, they just love to complain. Yeah, it's just kind of fun. It's always fun to hear people's complaints because you're just like, okay, whatever. And then you know, sort of like anything that can be heightened in this, it's sort of, you know, anything. It's like, well, my arm. Oh man, my arm. I could barely get my arm over my head. I was like, all right, well then just don't put your arm over the head. You know, like 24 hours of putting your arm over your head. Calm down.
You're not John McCain. You can raise your fucking arms. Give me a break. Anybody remember how John McCain couldn't raise his arms because he was a POW? It's an old joke about war. Erin, what do you have to plug for us? What do you got?
What do I have, Adam? I've got the vaccine number 1. That's what I'm going to start bragging about. Well, eventually I'll return to the world, but I've got a bunch of fun stuff, albums, podcasts. It's all on erinkfoley.com. Too much information. But all my fun stuff is on the website.
Awesome. Thanks. Go check it out, everybody. Give it up for Erin Foley one more time. Thanks so much for being here, Erin.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah. Okay, guys. We got exactly one more comic for you. He's so wonderful. It's such a treat to have him. You know this fella from The Daily Show, first of all, but also from his many years putting smiles on faces around the country, I dare say. Please give it up for the intensely funny Roy Wood Jr., everybody.
Woo! Yeah! Should I re-angle like that? There we go.
Look great.
I know that we're in a tense time in this country when it comes to race relations, and there's a lot of shit going on, okay? If you're white and you're looking for ways to help, relax, okay? Everything's gonna be fine. It is starting to warm up. The police will be bringing black people free ice cream soon. And from what I can tell in the footage, the free ice cream is that's how you fix racism. Everybody. I don't know why Baskin Robbins, you know what's interesting? The police will like pull a nigga over and scare the shit out of him and then surprise, trick you. Ice cream. Why isn't Baskin Robbins jumping on this? Like Haagen-Dazs, Ben and Jerry's is the only company that's like taking advantage of some of the woke shit that's been happening. Like Ben and Jerry's had like a fuck these crackers flavor. Like I don't remember the exact. It was some justice. I don't remember the exact flavor, but we just got to figure out solutions, man. Too many people are dying. Too many people are fucking dying. I was watching Superstore on NBC. How's that nigga in the wheelchair not get canceled? He can walk for real. You didn't even know that, did you? He can't. And for 6 years, this man who can walk has just been in a fucking wheelchair every year for 20 episodes, and we've just been completely in the midst of all of the representation that everybody's like, we need to make sure that a gay person plays a gay character and an authentic Asian person. Why is Scarlett Johansson? She's not Asian enough to be a nigga who can walk in a wheelchair. Nobody's fucked with. And that's the secret to black people being invisible to white people. We've got to start buying wheelchairs. And I've waited patiently until this show ended to bring this up. This has been on my mind since season 1 of Superstore, but I didn't want to fuck up this dude's money and get him canceled. But the show just ended, so now I can bring it up. This man, I don't know the dude. I don't want to fuck up his money because he's a pioneer. He deserves a Black History stamp. This man boldly showed us that black trumps cripple.
Oh.
So, and if we're just talking wokey woke, what do we give a fuck about? As a black person, if you get a wheelchair, nobody will notice you. Maybe that's the secret to not being shot by the police. In the meantime, enjoy your ice cream. These are all the jokes that I'm not allowed to do on the Daily Show, by the way. I just want you to this just the shit that falls on deaf ears in emails. Because like that's how we pitch now. Usually it's a writer's meeting where you would bring up, hey, if y'all notice black people that aren't crippled, they'd be like, shut the fuck up, Roy. But now you pitch over email and then nobody replies. But deep down in my heart, I can just say that maybe they haven't read it yet. When the truth is, Trevor's not gonna fucking do that joke. It's just this is how stressful it is to be black. Our ancestors talked to us. Like dead black people who are just like, you know what? I can't go to heaven. Let me go back down to earth and get these niggas a couple more tips. This shit. Because I never hear of any other race talking about their ancestors. Like, you know, what happened? How were you able to pull? Well, you know, man, the strength of the ancestors carried me through. And but it's only black, that's why I almost feel like with white people, like white people die and then they're just like, motherfucker, I left you a trust fund. Why are you fucking with me? I'm dead. Now I'm gonna fuck. Now I gotta haunt you. Annabelle, come get these motherfuckers. I don't know. Like you just have to like immediately go and talk to dead black people to get like the moment King T'Challa became Black Panther, he had to drink some fucking grape soda and take a nap to go to fucking talk to his dead father and like 40 other, and there was a line of fucking ancestors waiting to talk to him. It's like, after you talk to your daddy, talk to that motherfucker in the tree. She's got a couple words for you. Don't think all those dead black people don't want to be in the fucking ancestral plane enjoying being dead, but no, they got to fucking coach this dude because a fucking white dude with a metal arm is fucking up shit with his fucking side baby that his daddy never call Killmonger a side baby. That'll piss off somebody. I forgot that part about authenticity. The funny thing about authenticity in films to me is how we want proper representation for every type of group and socioeconomic whatever, but in civil rights movies we never demand that actual racists play the racist.
Oh.
What would be a more authentic cinematic experience than to cast an actual fucking racist? And don't tell me you can't find any. They have rallies every month and they love to say the word. They would fucking come and work for scale. You wouldn't even have to pay them. Open call. Who wants to call Denzel Washington a nigga in the new Antoine Fuqua movie? Fucking Will Smith is doing a slave movie right now with Antoine Fuqua and they moved it out of Georgia. Are you fucking crazy? Do you understand the quality of local racism that you could have cast for? My point is this. A civil rights movie is only as good as the white actors are evil. You need pain. You need a real. That's why when you watch like a cream puff ass civil rights movie like, say, Hidden Figures, which is a great story, but they wasn't really getting into the fucking "you are nigga." Like, they didn't really go hard. It was Disney racism, so it felt, you felt like you could still go out and eat after that movie. But like a real powerful movie where you leave the theater mad and you need a nap, or a Pixar film, like you need a white actor giving their all to be terrible. And that's like it's so amazing. Like, what's really fucked up is that these white actors play racist and they completely transform, and they're never nominated for shit. It's too uncomfortable. Nobody wants to acknowledge that Leo DiCaprio played the fuck out of a slave master in Django Unchained. That was this is the same Leo who did Catch Me If You Can and Titanic, and that motherfucker was sitting there with a cigar in his mouth. That is indeed the right nigga. I was like, God damn, Leo's got some chops. But no awards, no trophies. I get it though. I get why there's like movies where like, I understand the existence of white savior films. Like, that's something that my black friends have a problem with, which is the movies where, it's you basically you've taken a story and set it in a time where it was fucked up for black people, but you've centered the story on the white person who did something good, the good one, like the Green Book, right? Where like the black dude was playing the piano, and then the white dude had to drive him to all his piano gigs or whatever, and it got an Oscar, which I completely understand, because like the Oscars are voted on by predominantly white people. You can't be voting on all that villain slave shit. You want something to make you feel good. You can't have movie after, like, think of all the movies. Just remember that time that you fucking didn't let us vote and we marched in Selma, movie. Remember that time you accused us of a rape in Central Park and we didn't do it, movie. Remember that time that I had math and I could have got them motherfuckers to the moon and you didn't fucking help me, movie. And then eventually somebody's just gonna break and they're gonna snap and they're just gonna remember the time we drove you around eating chicken while you played the piano, you motherfucker, and Oscar. Thank you, Adam.
No problem.
I think this has gotten a little uncomfortable. Here's something easier. Have you seen the Al Pacino TV show where they killed Nazis? It's a great show. I think it's Amazon Prime. You should do a watch party for that show. It's called Hunters, and it's a show where Al Pacino rounds up like just young, strong ass Jewish dudes, and they just find where old Nazis live, and they just fucking murder them. Like that's the show. They just track down motherfuckers, and they just wasn't you a Nazi back in 43, bitch? And it's such a great show. I wrote a spinoff where we try to hunt down members of the Klan. The problem, the Klan, lot more shaky paperwork, so you're not gonna be able to track them down as much. Also, the problem with a show with black people tracking down the Klan is that, for the most part, a lot of the Nazi, Hitler Nazi, that shit's over with. The Klan is still on active duty. Like, they're still actively on deployments, so it might make a lot of people nervous. I feel like I should end on something nice. Let's go through the fucking Word document here. Is that enough? We did answer. Oh yeah, here's one that just doesn't segue at all. I'm noticing a lot of women are getting ass implants and then tweeting that men's dicks are too small. You can't get an ass implant and then demand that men have a big dick to hit this. You just added a foot of meat that my dick has to get through. That's not fair. You're fucking moving the goalposts, ma'am. That joke doesn't even fit anywhere in my act, Ramon. But it literally makes me laugh. Like, you just see a girl with like one of those Instagram fake asses, and I'm like, what approach angle is a guy gonna take to even try?
You really got to think about the math of it all.
Yeah, it's like at this angle and at this, and then I'm scared to touch it because I don't know if you got a real ass job where it's sturdy and it can handle doggy style, or if you got one of those Motel 6 fucking janky. You ever had one of those headphones with the shortened cord and you got to hold it the right way? Like, is that how I have to hold your ass cheek so it doesn't fucking droop around the corner? Yeah, I think that's everything. Crack must be amazing because it still doesn't come in different strains. It's still original recipe. That's how you know weed is bullshit because it has all these flavors. Anytime they add flavors, they've jumped the shark. Doritos lost quality when they expanded beyond Cool Ranch, but crack, nope. Still regular fucking original recipe. That's my time, you guys.
Hey, keep it going for Roy Wood Jr., everybody. Roy, incredible set. That was really they should let you do that shit on the Daily Show. That was wonderful, man.
No, because I have to take the teeth. I have to take the anger out of it. It's new material, so I got to figure out how to.
Can I ask? You mentioned a lot of very wimpy movies about racism. Do you have a favorite movie about racism, or maybe not a favorite because those movies are intense? Is there a movie you think does it really right?
I enjoyed Selma because it didn't live in all of the pain and struggle or whatever. You know, I don't know. I know people are. We're going through a different time though now because a lot of people don't want to see black pain like that on display anymore. So I think tonally the films are going to shift away from look at what you did to more of the uplifting stories of people on the other side of the tragedies or whatever. Selma probably stands out the most. I know this technically isn't a civil rights movie, but I love Lean on Me with Morgan Freeman from the 90s.
Oh, I haven't ever seen that.
Dude, it's based on a true story. A black principal basically kind of like pushing the envelope on the rules to turn around a failing high school in a bad school district or whatever, and just what he was able to do for those kids and the fight between what it takes to be I feel like I'm doing a press junket for it. Basically, school system's full of shit, but I've got to do more than what the school system will allow to make sure these kids get the education they need. It's a great, it still stands up. Like it's one of those movies that still holds up. And even when you see people with beepers and shit.
Lean on Me. I'm going to watch that, man. Dude, thank you. That was amazing. What do you have to plug for us? What's new you got? Anything?
The podcast is Roy's Job Fair. That's all you need to know. We talk shit about terrible jobs you've had, and we invite people on to give you job leads and careers you may not have considered. So if you want to talk shit, it's a call-in show. You can email us or whatever, but the podcast is Roy's Job Fair. Check it out, man. It's good stuff.
Awesome. Roy's Job Fair. We'll look for it. Give it up one more time for Roy Wood Jr., everybody. Thanks, Roy.
Good times.
Yeah. Folks, that is our show. What an incredible show it was. Let me put all three comics' names on screen so we can cheer for them all at once. Let's see here. We got... Oh, what the heck? Make that visible. There we go. Give it up one more time for Roy Wood Jr., Erin Foley, and Ramon Rivas, everybody. Give it up for them. Amazing. You guys have been a wonderful audience. I hope you had a great time. Thanks so much for coming. We're here every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific time for Stopgap Stand-Up. Thanks so much for coming. You folks in the Zoom room can filter out. You can all leave. The lights came up. And you can wander out. Tip your bartender and waitresses, if you don't mind. You folks are awesome. Thanks so much for coming by. I gotta go chat with the chat in the Twitch. Thanks so much, Starlad91. Glad you liked the show. The Teal Appeal, Confused Laughter, Nighthawk 986, Nate Gatto, Forte Fulvurus. Oh my gosh. Aaron Lore, thank you so much. ISO Optolator, the Teal Appeal. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you so much to everybody who cheered, who donated, who subscribed. Once again, this is a paid show. All the comics on the show is paid, as is our wonderful Booker Catherine. So if you're able to chip anything, like Danny Farkle. Danny Farkle just subscribed. Thank you so much, Danny Farkle. Really appreciate it. It helps me pay the comics for their time. And it's just comedy's. It's a fucking job, man. It deserves it. Deserves a little money. Let's see. Oh, our Laura says, "Oh man, saying tip your bartender or waitresses." Now I'm suddenly imagining this on a projector in a comedy club. I've talked about this before. What I would love to do is after we are able to do live comedy in Los Angeles again, I would like to do this show live from a venue and put the comics live on the screen. Have comics in front of a live audience, point cameras at them, get it on Twitch, and then project the chat on the backdrop. I think that would be super fun and super cool, but we got to actually, open up for business here in LA first. Here, let me sit down because I am doing this at my standing desk, and it is exhausting. I've been standing up for an hour and a half, and I can't do it for too much longer. Down we go. Down we go. Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm an old man. All right. Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much, Chef Christopher Lee, for the subscription. Incredible. Now, why is it? Why did a bunch of people come
Maybe
in?
The auditions were on the second floor.
Yo, Ramon, how's it going? You still here?
Oh, yeah, my bad. Sorry. I forgot I was still here. My bad.
Don't worry about it, man. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for being great.
Appreciate you. Peace out.
Appreciate you too, man. Have a good one.
Yep.
You click leave. Incredible Ramon Rivas, everybody. So yeah, I want to take this show further than that. I think it would be fun to do it in a live environment if I possibly could. Now, why do we suddenly have 103 people in here when we had less watching the actual show? Why did everyone show up? Why did everyone show up when the show's almost over? If you're just joining us, my name's Adam Conover. I'm a comedian. We just finished our weekly live stand-up show, Stopgap Stand-Up, and we had a blast. I think everyone can tell you we had a blast. At least it's not a walking desk. Hell yes, love technique. I do stream other times, by the way. I've been streaming some Demon Souls on my PS5. I have also been playing Monster Hunter. I have not been streaming Monster Hunter because it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to get my Switch to stream. But I have been chilling out with some Monster Hunter, and that's been really nice. Hey, Danny Farkle said it. Factually episode with Samantha Bee was super good. So glad you enjoyed that. Folks, on my podcast, Factually, we just had our 100th episode, and in celebration, interviewed Samantha Bee, the incredible comedian, talk show host. Unbelievable. So please check that out if you never have. Every comedian's got a podcast, and I'm no different. Oh, you just started that episode while picking up food a little bit ago. Sorry to hear the G Word being delayed. Yeah, I'm doing a new show on Netflix called The G Word. It's going to be out. We're actually finally in production on it. So it is going to come out later this year, maybe 2022. Don't know the exact time yet, but hopefully very soon. Counterfeit Mascot says, excited to see this show in person here in LA. I can laugh with the crowd and not take fat bong rips by myself at home. Yeah, you can take fat bong rips out in public. Counterfeit Mascot, go get them in the parking lot and then come in for the show. You know what I mean? Amy Casey says, I've been a little worried about how us East Coasters will miss out when LA comes back. Twitch comedy has been a real lifeline of the pandemic. Hopefully there'll be comedy where you live on the East Coast as well, Amy Casey. I really hope there is. Liz Cubicle says, now's when my kids go to bed. Yeah, we do start a little early on the West Coast. We start a little early. Time zones are hard, everybody. There isn't really a good way to do it, you know? Like, in one place it's too early and one place it's too late. I don't really know what to do about it, you know? Like, here, it's 7:18. On the East Coast now, it's after 10. It's complicated shit, you know what I mean? The G Word is going to be on Netflix. Thank you for asking. It's going to be on Netflix. Any chance I will do shows on the East Coast? God, I hope so. I cannot wait to go on tour. Let me tell you, I cannot wait to go on tour. I want to do some shows so bad. DC Improv is partially opening. That's great news. I would love to do some shows at DC Improv. Let me call my agent. My agent doesn't book me shit. Will I ever do an episode with Drawfee? You know, I tried to do an episode with Drawfee. I recorded one with them, and then the audio fucked up, so they didn't get to publish it. How frustrating is that? I got to do another one with them sometime. Aaron, Laura, I hear you. Forty Volvera says no. I hope I'll do another one sometime on Drawfee. I really hope I do. Who's on next week? I don't think we know yet. Catherine, if you're still in the chat, do you know who's on next week? It's always a surprise. It's a surprise to me. Catherine books it, and I don't even. I mean, I say, hey, can we get this person on sometimes? And then she just books an amazing show, and that's what we do. Ron Funches, Jackie Kalea, and more. Awesome. That's great. That'll be a killer show. I love that. That's awesome. What a great show. What a great lineup. Yeah, it's going to be so good. Everyone loves Ron. Everyone loves Ron Funches. Beer. Adam needs a new one. I don't drink. Sorry about that. Hey, you've been taking improv classes the last 3 months, and it's amazing. That's great to hear, Moonset Cat. Good for you. Where are you taking them? Oh, R&B says, I remember the episode of with a giant Star Fox face in the sky. The episode of Drawfee I did. That is so many years ago. That was to promote Adam Ruins Everything. Back when it was Caldwell and Nathan. Yeah, Ron Funches is awesome. He's not that good again. He's a good get, but I mean, like, I'm a good get. I get jealous. Will I ever do an episode of Hot Ones? If they ask me. I mean, that's on True TV now, right? So I'm the it's like I'm the old True TV talent. They're the new True TV talent. Challenge Ron to Mutant League football? I'd love to. Oh, yeah. We were playing Mario Kart on Abby Russell's channel. Yeah, me and Ron. Had a great time at that. Had a great time. Had a blasterino. Had a really good time. I should stream more. Streaming's fun, isn't it? It's just fun to hang out with you folks and talk with you folks. It's fun to chill here. But I gotta work now. I gotta work. I'm fucking making television now. As opposed to during the whole pandemic when I wasn't. Okay, folks, I gotta go. I gotta eat some food, and then let me tell you something. Me and Lisa, we're both vaccinated, and it was our anniversary yesterday, and I love her so much. And for our anniversary, I got us the first massage that we have had. We occasionally, as a splurge, we'll get a massage service to come to the house. And now that COVID numbers are a little better in LA, and we're vaccinated, we're getting a massage tonight. Separately. First she gets a massage, then I get a massage. And oh my God, cannot wait. The best thing you can do for yourself. If you're like, I know not everyone can afford a massage, and that's a bummer. I think everyone should massages should be covered by the federal government. They're so fucking good. If you think it's a luxury that you can't afford yourself, you're wrong. Just do it. Just do it for yourself. It's so great. Thank you everyone for saying happy anniversary. That's so kind to you. So yeah, state mandated message. Yeah. So thanks everyone for watching. Oh my God, Cujo's so kind. He says we both deserve it. We put in so much work the past few years. Thank you so much. But Cujo, you put in so much work on this very channel. You deserve a massage. His moderator fingers are flying. Cujo handles all our video archives here. Is always highlighting all the videos so they don't disappear. Amazing guy, Cujo. There's hours and hours of Adam Conover content you can go watch if you want to. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week, Thursday, 6 p.m. for another Stopgap stand-up. Oh, we got a raid. I almost forget the raid. Oh my gosh. Who are we raiding today? That's funny. Let's see. Who will we raid right now? Let's raid my friend Mickey, who's playing Apex Legends and is super funny. I think you guys will like Mickey. Oh, she's playing Mickey with Michael DeForge and Emily Carroll. They're so funny. They're really great. So let's raid them. That's what we're gonna do. Here we go. We're raiding everybody. Come along on the raid, everybody. Everybody come along on the raid. We're gonna raid and have a great time.